We live. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LAKERLAND episode 2. We are your three co-hosts. I'm Z. I'm not Z.
What the?
I'm Light Out.
Oh, he stole your swag. He stole your swag.
Wow. My bad, man. My bad. I had a long day yesterday. I was in Universal Studios, but now we're good. Man, I'm excited to be back here, talk Lakers with all you guys. Let the Glaze Fest begin. But ZZ, how you doing?
I'm great. Don't ever in your fucking life say that you or me. Don't ever do that.
Bro, he just snatched
don't ever do
honor,
that.
bro.
That was my bad, bro. That's on me.
My name is Z. No, it's not. It's just not.
I'm offended that I even said that. Seven, how you doing?
Bro, man, I'm feeling very good. Boys and girls, welcome back to LAKERLAND, man. Y'all know how we do here. Shout out to our Players Choice family as always. Feeling good, man. We got an exciting show, episode number 2 on the way. What's going on with you fellas?
I'm doing good, but Seven, before we start the show, this is off the script. This is nothing that we talked about. I just want to ask you guys a question. That's it. That's a simple question, right?
This is not going to be simple.
Talk to me.
Hey, just a simple question. If you had to erase an NBA player from NBA history, this player does not exist, who would it be? And I'm going to start off with Z. Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
Or Steph Curry. Who would it be?
If I had to erase one of them.
Yeah, you erase them, they're done. That's it. There was never a Kobe or there was never a Steph. Who would it be?
Are you asking me this question?
I just want to
know. Between Steph and Kobe, I'm gonna have to erase Steph because Kobe played 20 years. Mm-hmm. So unless Steph is gonna play 20 years, which he very well could, but greatest shooter of all time for sure. But sorry, Steph's got to go.
Seven, do you agree?
I got to talk to the bosses, bro. No. Wait a minute.
I think Seven hates Kobe Bryant, ladies and gentlemen. I think chills out and Seven fucking hate Kobe.
No, it's not that, right? The thing that alarms me is that it took ZZ so long to come up with this decision. I feel like, bro, this is not even up for debate. Respectfully, I'm sorry. Bye, Steph.
I saw that too, bro.
He was contemplating.
He did that shit on purpose. He did that shit on purpose, bro.
It hurt him. But anyways, I just wanted to ask that, but we could continue the show. That's completely fine.
Oh man, we got again an unbelievable show. So let's not waste any time. Again, salute to everybody out there in the live chat. Shout out to the NBA community. Welcome to LAKERLAND, boys and girls. Let's get into today's show. Fellas, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Let's talk about Kobe Bryant, man. Let's get into today's topic of discussion. Kobe Bryant, 5-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, league MVP, and 18-time All-Star. Kobe was a menace on the defensive side of the basketball court, racking up 12 all-defensive team selections. However, on the offensive side, the 2-time scoring champ has been considered the greatest scorer this game has ever seen by some. I'm going to start off with you, Lights Out. Is Kobe Bryant the greatest scorer in NBA history?
All right, before I start, I just want to say a couple things about Kobe. Rest in peace, legend. I mean, he was by far the greatest Laker of all time. I just want to say that right off the bat. One of the greatest when it comes to his mentality, the way he saw the game. I mean, you could say so much about Kobe, but to answer this question, is Kobe the greatest scorer ever? No, he is not. Because there's someone called Michael Jordan that also played the game of basketball. That also was the original Kobe Bryant called Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And the man averaged 30 points per game. He's a 10-time all-scoring champ. What else you could say? He shot 50% from the field. Another player that I have over Kobe when it comes to scoring is LeBron James. LeBron James is not by far known as a scorer, but when you look at his efficiency, when you look at the records he has broken, when you look at the latest record he has broken, it just solidifies him as one of the greatest, or you could even argue the greatest scorer of all time. Finally, now this could be a hot take. I prefer KD scoring more than Kobe's. So I got KD over Kobe in scoring, and then I have Kobe at number 4.
So you have Kobe 4th all time as a greatest scorer.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming, bro. I got to talk to the boss. It's easy. What's your reactions on what Lights Out had to say? And is Kobe to you the greatest scorer of all time?
To me, I think Kobe. I don't think that LeBron is a better scorer all time than Kobe, despite the fact that he has the all-time scoring record. But I can see an argument that can be made there, and I respect it. Have no problem with it. For me, though, and I also like the KD, the fact that he brought in KD, because that was what I was going to say as well. KD, from an efficiency standpoint, especially from a true shooting percentage standpoint, can be looked at as literally one of, if not the most efficient scorer ever. So there's an argument there as well. There's also an argument for Mike with the 10 scoring titles, averaging 30 a game, shooting over 50%. We get all of that. For me, though, when I look at Kobe Bryant and what separates Kobe from the rest of the bunch is, hey, do me a favor, shut your fucking mouth. What separates Kobe from the rest of the pack is when I sit back and I think about the fact that I can say, is Kobe the most skilled scorer out of everyone else that we just mentioned? Yeah, I've seen Kobe knock down shots with his left hand before. I've seen Kobe knock down shots with Ruben Pattinson right in his fucking eye socket. And Kobe knocked it down not only to send it to overtime, then he hit the game winner in the same all-time great Kobe stopper defender's face. Falling away, broke his fucking finger in the process of making the shot. So when we talk about tough shot makes, Kobe Bryant is the greatest tough shot maker and tough shot taker of all time. You got a problem with that? We can debate the right now. You want to talk about if somebody can get the ball behind the backboard and score over 2 people? That's Kobe Bryant. You want to talk about a guy that can shoot with his left hand from the corner?
The question was, is Kobe Bryant the greatest scorer of all time, Z?
Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off.
If you think Kobe is the greatest of all time, we're going to have a problem.
Really? Are we going to have a problem?
We're going to have a problem.
Can we do the split screen? Is that, or are we just going to go back and forth here? Because here's the thing. When I look at Kobe Bryant and I look at all of the knocks for Kobe as a scorer, let's just dissect it. What are your knocks for Kobe as a scorer? Are you one of those players, or not one of those players? Are you one of those fans that call Kobe Bryant inefficient?
Listen up, Skip Bayless. Just because I have Kobe Bryant, listen up. Just because you have Kobe Bryant at number 4, that doesn't mean that I don't think he's great. Do you not realize the other 3 names I named are also elite at scoring? That's not the nod.
Whose mid-range would you take? LeBron
Michael
James?
Jordan.
I didn't. Shut up.
Michael Jordan. I prefer LeBron scoring than Kobe Bryant scoring any day of the week.
Why though? Why do you do that?
Because he knows how to put the ball inside the basket.
That's it.
It's not about skill. I'm sick and tired of this skill argument all the time because you want to look like you want to see how pretty these players make it seem, right? Like that is your argument. Kobe Bryant made it look better. LeBron James scored 27 points per game in his career, and he done it efficiently, and he has broken many records when it comes to the playoffs, when it comes to the regular season, when it comes to scoring. So not only that, you are looking at a guy that even the records support LeBron James when it comes to scoring. And when we're talking about efficiency, Kobe Bryant is nowhere near in efficiency when we're talking about Michael Jordan, when we're talking about Kevin Durant, and when we're talking about LeBron James. So LeBron James...
Wait a minute.
But you can't really go straight off of efficiency. I think Kawhi Leonard.
Let me take a second. Hold on, Seven, before I let you spit. Kobe Bryant played basketball in the 2000s, which was the most dead ball era of basketball that you could possibly imagine. And in those seasons in which he played and was out there giving us, 50-point stretches for 4 games, 81 points in a game, 60 points and 63 points over the Dallas Mavericks, who had 62, all of these great things. Kobe was shooting, when you look at his numbers, he was shooting above league average for each of those years. There was never a time where everybody was looking at Kobe Bryant the same way that we currently look at fucking Russell Westbrook and say, why are you shooting the basketball?
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Not try to act like Kobe Bryant was some terribly inefficient shooter, because that's the biggest myth I think of that anybody has thrown at Kobe, is that he was an inefficient shooter.
Comparing Russell Westbrook to the other 3 players I mentioned is wild. Now, when we're looking at the 2000 era that I'm talking about, when we look at the 2000 era, I don't know, some guy named LeBron James also played in that era. He was an MVP in that era and also won a scoring champion that era. So let's just get that argument right. Yeah, won, and he still did it. A young LeBron James, a young cat, LeBron James did that. And then when he entered his prime, it was in the 2010s and so on. When we argued LeBron James was the greatest basketball player alive during those years.
Let me ask you guys a question, because we're talking about efficiency when we're talking about shooting the basketball. When this conversation with Kobe being possibly the greatest scorer, do you guys consider moments when you guys are kind of figuring out who is the greatest scorer? You use efficiency, you use percentages. What about the moments, the difficult shots, the reason for these types of shots? Do you guys take any of that into consideration?
I look at the fact of the matter of like, so case in point, let me bring up an example. When I think about Kobe Bryant and the greatest scoring stretches that we saw from Kobe, usually we saw them back when he had Smush Parker on his team and the rest of the bums that the Lakers front office were like, here, Kobe, here's some teammates, not talent, but we'll give you teammates and we'll see what you can do. I think to LeBron, has there ever been any time where LeBron James has needed to, answer the bell? The 2007 finals comes to mind, where a team like the San Antonio Spurs sat back and their whole defensive game plan against LeBron James was, we're going to let this kid shoot because he ain't got a jumper yet. They couldn't do that to Kobe Bryant. They couldn't. The Pistons, where they differentiated in 2004, was obviously the way that they were playing Shaq was in a way that Shaq hadn't really seen in the last, few seasons of straight dominance for LA. And Kobe sold the bag there because, Kobe was looking at it like, okay, if Shaq's not going to be not going to be useful, then screw it. I'm going to take the double teams, yada, yada, yada. Thank you, right there. LeBron 2018 is the best version of LeBron that you could possibly throw out.
Thank you, Samo. Because what Z's doing is picking a young cat LeBron James, not comparing him to his best. That's what Z's doing.
What about when Jason Terry was making him shoot in 2011, 5 years later?
I'm talking about his best version. Best version of LeBron James was 2018.
When we're talking about moments of scoring, right? The only thing that I can really point to for LeBron, or the main thing I'd say, not the only, but the main thing I could point to is 2018 throughout that run, because there was only LeBron James on that team that was going to answer the bell.
Let's talk. All right. So 2009 against the Orlando Magic, or 2009, 2008. I forgot what season. 2009. Against the Orlando Magic, game 6 or 5. I don't know what game it was. It was like what, 1 second left. LeBron goes from the 3 on top of the key. Shoots it, he makes it 1,000%. Shout out to Big Fan Breezy. And then LeBron does that. And then we look at 2018. We're talking about big moments. We look at Toronto. We look what he did to Boston. We look like what he did in the first game against Golden State. We look at this LeBron James. And when we talk about moments and we talk about scoring ability, LeBron during that moment, the best year of LeBron James, in my opinion, people say 2012. I say 2018. LeBron James could shoot the 3. He had the mid-range with that spin. He could drive in. That's the main point, that when it comes to LeBron James, we know that LeBron is going to drive in, and nobody could have stopped him. That's the thing about why I think LeBron's a better scorer. Because LeBron, when you look at Kobe Bryant, right? Kobe Bryant is not as predictable as LeBron James. But with all that, LeBron James was a better scorer than Kobe Bryant. So when I look at it like that, I look at these points like, oh, wait a minute. If Kobe Bryant is not as predictable as LeBron James, and LeBron James is scoring 27 points per game, he did the things that he did against Toronto, Boston, the Golden State Warriors, the Orlando Magic, and we understand what LeBron is going to do, and LeBron is doing this in a more efficient rate. Why is there a conversation to say that Kobe is better than LeBron if LeBron is doing this with a limited bag? That's what you're trying to argue.
Where do you ZZ have Kobe as an all-time scorer in the NBA? Because Lights Out have him number 4. You have him top 3.
Top 3. My list would go top 3, and it could honestly fluctuate, but it's Mike, Katie, and Kobe in my top 3. LeBron is right there outside of it at 4. Mainly, and he really bumped himself up because he wasn't number 5 until he broke the record. But then I started realizing that a lot of people, for some reason, didn't really consider LeBron a top 5 scorer. Not, I wouldn't say a lot, but a lot of people just didn't they just didn't look at LeBron as a scorer until he broke the record for me. I started noticing people starting to put him in their top 5 list all the time, even at number 1. And I'm like, well, damn, he's already been closing in on the record for a few years now, and he's been surpassing people along the way. We kind of figured that it was going to happen. So it's interesting to me that despite the fact that LeBron James has the all-time scoring record, he's not number 1 in a lot of people's eyes, unless you're a Laker fan or a LeBron nutslobber, which is completely fine. I completely understand it. Do your thing, have fun. But, whatever. For LeBron, I'm just gonna say this is the last thing. When I think about scoring, I think about every single level that there is to scoring, including free throws. If you were to ask me if I'm going to put Michael Jordan or LeBron on the free throw line, Michael Jordan. KD or LeBron on the free throw line, Kevin Durant. Kobe Bryant or LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. It's a no. Now, LeBron driving the basketball, I get that. As far as putting the ball on the rim, he can do that. The greatest driver of the basketball the sport has ever seen. We get all that. But if that motherfucker get hit on his wrist and he has to go to that free throw line, I'm picking Kobe Bryant 10 times out of 10 over LeBron James. If there was a technical free throw, LeBron would look at Kobe and be like, yeah, you got it, bro. Be honest. Let's be honest.
So you rate a 2-point shot differently. You don't put the same respect on a driving layup that you would do a jump shot, even though the results are the same.
That you could, I see your point on that regard, and I look at like mid ranges, I look at fadeaways, I look at the degree of difficulties on shots, how many times you've made a shot difficult and knocked down a shot, contention, all of those things. When we look at LeBron and when we look at Kobe, you can say Kobe was a better mid-range shooter. You could say LeBron was a better driver of the basketball, and he did it at a very efficient rate. And I mean, extremely efficient when you look at LeBron in the paint. But from the three-point line, LeBron isn't moving me compared to Kobe Bryant. From the mid-range, he certainly isn't moving me compared to Kobe Bryant. Fadeaways, I guess, in the latter half of his career, maybe. But outside of that, what else are we going to talk about? Free throws. That's the best way you can really put it. So what is LeBron doing that Kobe's not doing? Besides driving in.
This was tough for me, fellas, because when I thought about it, Kevin Durant name definitely came to mind when I looked at the field goal percentage. I looked at the free throw percentage. I looked at the 3-point percentage. Like, when you look at percentages, KD is off the charts. He's played like 5 years less than Kobe so far, but bro, I'm still stuck on moments. And not that KD haven't had those types of moments, man, but I'm just going by my eye test and just watching Kobe throughout the years. He definitely, ZZ, you're right. He wasn't the most efficient, but at the end of the day, bro, I just find it so disrespectful to say that KD was a greater scorer than Kobe Bryant. I just can't jack it right now.
I don't like it either, because what is KD's career high is what? Was it 54 or 54 or like 58, something like that? Kobe's dropped 60 numerous times, 50 numerous times, 81, the only person to ever do. Like, it's like when you talk about scoring moments, Kobe has an abundance of scoring moments with great efficiency to match. So it's not like, and another thing too, I remember somebody tried to literally discredit Kobe's 81 because they were like, oh, well, how many shots did he take to get there? And then you look at the box score and you're like, now do the math and tell me, is that efficient or not? Is it inefficient? No, it wasn't inefficient. You're just saying that because you hear Kobe Bryant and a barrage of points and you automatically think that it was inefficient. That's the problem that people have that piss me off, because it's like, oh, anytime they hear scoring in Kobe, they say, well, he shot 40% from the field for his career. But when you put that against other guys from his era and you look at the defense that was played in his era, you realize, and you go back and crunch the numbers, look at the true shooting percentage if you want to. Kobe shot above league average more times than not throughout his 20-year career. Stop with that bullshit notion. That's so annoying. Do your research.
Lights out. As far as the Lakers go, lights out, is Kobe Bryant the greatest Laker scorer of all time?
Of course. I mean, I think he's better than Kareem. If that's
better than LeBron.
LeBron, yeah, the stint of LeBron James right now. Of course, I would pick Kobe Bryant over LeBron James. If we're looking at LeBron in Cleveland, I'm picking LeBron over Kobe. That's not the area. But let's go back to KD, right? Kevin Durant for me, right, is a better scorer than Kobe, and this is the only reason why for me. Kevin Durant, and I said this a long time ago, but it was with no disrespect, right? Because I worded it wrong. But let me explain before I say it. Kevin Durant is the greatest role player of all time. Why do I say that? Because you can put him in any situation, in any team, and he's just gonna be Kevin Durant. It doesn't matter where you put him; he's gonna give you 30 points. And when you're watching it and you use your eye test, you're gonna be in shock that he scored 30 from the attempts that he took, because he doesn't take many shots when it comes to a 30-point game, a 25-point game, a 27-point game. That's why I prefer Kevin Durant over Kobe Bryant. Maybe you can make the argument for me, like if I'm having an argument with myself, I also sometimes convince myself that he's also better than LeBron James at times when KD's really at it. When you look at Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Nets stint when James Harden and Kyrie Irving, Kyrie got injured and James Harden was playing with one leg. and you look at him against the Milwaukee Bucks. I've never seen Kevin Durant play like that. When you look at that Kevin Durant play basketball, you could just make the argument that Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time, because that's when Kevin Durant has the green light. He doesn't have to worry about passing the ball to Bruce Brown at the time, to whoever was in that team. It was just KD against the Milwaukee Bucks. And when you looked at it, that series 1-7, and that was one of the greatest scoring performances I've ever seen. Although he lost and his foot was on the line, Kevin Durant, for me, right there, I was like, yeah, this guy is built different. So that's why I have KD over Kobe.
I'm not even mad at that. Obviously, I could see when you talk about KD, you have the efficiency argument in your fucking hand. So when it comes to Kevin Durant or LeBron James, you look at the efficiency, it's KD or Kobe, you look at KD or MJ even, which is still crazy, but it's still KD. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So for everybody that hates Kevin Durant's guts,
I don't like KD. You guys know this. That for me saying this, it pains me. I don't like KD, but keep going, C.
I'm just saying, I know it hurts the KD haters that have hated him since July 4th, 2016, to give this man his flowers as one of, if not the greatest scorer we've ever seen. But you got to give the man his flowers. I mean, mid-range scorers, I don't think I've ever seen somebody. I mean, honestly, Sean Livingston, I think, is the greatest mid-range scorer of all time, but that's a topic for another day. Kevin Durant, on the other hand, is just amazing. He's just different. You can't stop his shot at all.
LAKERLAND, y'all let us know. Is Kobe Bryant to you the greatest scorer in NBA history? Y'all let us know. Salute again to the live chat. This is LAKERLAND, boys and girls. Smash that like button. Salute to the Players Choice family. We about to get into our next topic, fellas.
Another thing, Seven, before you keep going, if you guys have any questions we want to answer and we don't see it to your comments, make sure you send a super chat your way, and we'll try our best. But before the show ends, we'll try to answer all the super chats that was placed on the show, and we'll go ahead and answer most of them, and we'll try our best. But keep going, Seven.
Let's talk about a little bit of current events going down with our Lakers. Most notably, we got Christian Wood signed a 2-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. I want to go across the board with you guys and get your reaction to Christian Woods being added to the Lakers. Zizi, I'm going to start off with you. What do you think Christian Woods, as a ball player, brings to this Lakers organization?
I think that the main thing that he brings to the organization is just scoring. I don't think that, and maybe some rebounding, but the biggest knock that I've seen Christian Wood receive for years and years is he's a great scoring option, can't defend, can't get rebounds. Now, to the rebounding thing, it's like he can. When you look back at some of his numbers, you're like, okay, last year in Dallas, he averaged 7.3 rebounds per game. The year before that in Houston was really what got him to Dallas. Really what made everybody be like, oh, Christian Wood might be a hell of a pickup, because he was averaging 18 and 10. But then when you see him in Dallas and you look at how he's playing and you're like, oh, well, he looks kind of soft down there in the paint. Like, he doesn't really look like the starting option that Mark Cuban and Mavs Nation was going to be able to work well with Luka and even Kyrie Irving. So it's interesting to me. But when I look at him for the Los Angeles Lakers, I'm going to take a quote from Ticket. He ain't nothing more than an insurance policy to Anthony Davis. For me, I look at him and I say, and I'm like, bro, he's been a journeyman for pretty much his entire freaking career. So it's like, if at some point, somewhere is going to have to work. Will that be in LA? I think that there's a possibility of that, where you have LeBron's leadership, Anthony Davis's leadership, Darvin Ham's leadership, so it can be a good mix, and they can look at it and be like, okay, bro, we need you to do this, this, and this. We need you to be aggressive in the paint, play your position, yada, yada, yada. But so it could work in that favor and in that way, but like, if not, then where's bro going to go? Back to Houston? Like, I don't know, G League, China, who knows? But it's like he needs to, from an offensive perspective, he's fine. But the Lakers don't really need that much more offense, if you ask me. He might be valuable off the bench, obviously. Are we going to sit here and say that we deliberately think that the Lakers are going to run their bench unit through Christian Wood?
No.
Like, I don't know. So
wait a minute. So y'all don't have him in the starting rotation at all? Because I feel like the Lakers at the end of the day need size. So I like this addition for the size factor, but y'all are talking coming off of the bench and other stuff like that. Lights out. What do you think is the real impact of Christian Wood being on this team?
First of all, we got 100 people watching and we only got 38 likes. That is blasphemy at its finest. We need to run up the like button. Secondly, right? When I look at Christian Wood, again, unfortunately, I agree with ZZ. I was excited. I mean, I'm still excited that we got Christian Wood for the contract we gave him because although, yes, he struggled with all these teams that he struggled in, he deserves more money. So the fact that we signed him a 2-year deal, the second year is a player option. I mean, that's a steal for the Lakers. I mean, that's great. That's great. But we got to dead the notion. We got to look at the history, right, of Christian Wood. For all the Laker fans watching, we need to understand something. Christian Wood is a bucket. Can Christian Wood play defense? Not really. Is Christian Wood long enough and could play and could help AD as a help defense and could probably, we could feel his defensive presence a little bit if AD's on the floor? Of course. But we got to really think about it. Like, we need to use Christian Wood how we use other players. This is how I would use Christian Wood if I was the Lakers. How we use Malik Monk coming off the bench. Someone that could score 10, 12 points coming off the bench. Well, how we used Malik Monk, how we used Looney Walker, how we used Austin Reeves before he was starting. Players like him, like they just come off the bench, is going to give you 12, 14 points and go back in the bench. That's what I expect from him. I don't expect too much when it comes to being a starter.
For this season, lights out, what is going to be the Lakers' true identity? Offense or defense?
Defense.
I mean, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. I mean, look at it. Look, after the trade deadline, when we traded Russell Westbrook and we brought D'Lo in, Rui Hachimura, Vanderbilt, just all these pieces that we brought in, the Lakers were the #1 defense in the NBA. And I don't expect that to change with the current roster we have. Maybe we're not the #1 defense, but we're damn well going to be a very good defense this NBA season. So the defense that we have is going to be great. So that's what I think.
I am bugging out, fellas. Y'all got me tripping up here this afternoon, bro. Like, right. I'm still stuck on this Christian Woods coming off of the bench thing. Like,
what, you think he's gonna start?
So yes, why not? I respectfully, I like him better than Jackson Hayes.
Okay, that's fair. Sure. That's fair.
I don't think Jackson Hayes is gonna start anyways,
man.
I didn't think Jackson Hayes was gonna start either.
My only gripe is that I would prefer Anthony Davis to play the 4 position. If I had my choice, I would rather him play the 4. If Christian Woods was to start hypothetically, I don't really know if the Lakers could afford AD to still play the 4 and Christian play the 5. I don't really know how that will work. So I understand it from that standpoint. But bro, Christian Woods, to me, he's not a starter to you guys.
No, he's not.
Here's the thing, like, it really varies on the team for me, but do I think Christian Wood starting for the Los Angeles Lakers would? Oh, and here's the thing. I'm thinking about a lot of lineups in my head. Somebody in the chat had thrown out Vanderbilt starting. I like that because Vanderbilt's a guy where you're not expecting offense at all from him. You're expecting maybe some transition buckets, something like that, maybe some backdoor cuts to the rim, something like that. And defense, right? That's all you're expecting is defense. So Anthony Davis can be able to, get as many touches as he wants, get as many shots as he wants. If he wants to play the 5, they'll obviously run Bando at the 4, Bron's running the 3, D'Lo at the 1, maybe. I think that their 1 and 2 spots can be a different, like between D'Lo, Gabe Benson. I think is going to come off the bench. I still think they're going to start D'Lo. Cam Reddish is the guy that's coming off the bench. And I personally would want to see some more Rui Hachimura minutes because I think that either Rui Hachimura is going to be an X factor in a starting lineup somehow.
To answer your question, Rui Hachimura is the starting power forward to this team. And the starting lineup, the starting lineup is going to be, and ZZ already kind of alluded to it, D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, Rui, AD. And I'm telling you right now, they're gonna be special.
We read that book before, fellas.
And then when we had success, didn't we? We had success when we ran that lineup. The only reason we're getting big men to this team is to stop a team like, I don't know, like the Denver Nuggets, a team like the Philadelphia 76ers, and another team like the Milwaukee Bucks. But besides that, can you really think about other big men that we have problem with? Because Karl Anthony Towns, I mean, he is a big man. He scores the bucket. Don't get me wrong. but he's more of a guy that just shoots from the perimeter and he tries to size you up. I don't think AD will have a problem that he needs another big guy. There's only 3 big guys in this NBA that the Lakers worried about, and it's Joel, Jokic, and Giannis. That's it. And then if we're not playing them, we don't have to readjust what we have. We beat the Golden State Warriors that way. We beat the Memphis Grizzlies that way. And the only problem we had was the Denver Nuggets. And that's it.
He's right.
So here's the $1 million question. Here's the $1 million question for you, ZZ. Because you look from the outside in. You give a whole different perspective when it comes to the Lakers. Is the Christian Wood addition just what the doctor ordered in LA? Or is he some type of trade bait for the trade deadline? Like, where do you really see him being a factor with this team?
See, here's the thing, man. Like, I remember when we first had this conversation on the panel, and we were talking about when Ticket was like, everybody on this team besides LeBron and AD and Reeves, but they're tradable. They're going to be tradable assets, come the deadline.
The All-Star break. Trade
come the All-Star break. So I was like, all right, like that's a fair way to look at it because he's taken into account that not only is this the Los Angeles Lakers, but LeBron James is on this team. So if it ain't working for LeBron, they're going to find somebody to work for LeBron. They're going to get him up out of here. That's just the way it's been for 21 years. No knock to LeBron. When you're that fucking goated, you can do whatever you want. But for Christian Wood, it's different for me because it's like I could totally see that. I could totally see him being looked at as nothing more than trade value if it doesn't work out the way that they want. But the problem that I'm having is trying to figure out what exactly they want. Because from a defensive side of the ball, if they were to say, okay, we know he doesn't play that well enough defense, as compared to Anthony Davis and Vanderbilt and maybe even Jackson Hayes. And even though I think Jackson Hayes' defensive capabilities are more so predicated to his athleticism, but that's a topic for a different day. Christian Wood, on the other hand, is offense. There's no problem. There's really barely any flaws in his offensive game, especially for somebody that's 6'10". So it's you really don't have that much to worry about. So I think that he could be a valuable, solid bench piece because that's one of those when you have good players that come off your bench that can do so many great things, that can be X factors in pivotal playoff series, whatever have you. Rui Hachimura is a prime example of this. When they got Rui last year and he started cooking the Grizzlies in the first round, and I was watching, and the Grizzlies literally said, I don't know if it was Desmond Bane, but it was like, bro was like, yeah, we just gonna our game plan was just to leave Rui open and live with it. Well, they lived with it.
Bit him.
And Cancun.
Yeah, they lived with it until they died because Rui just kept sparking that thing. So like an X factor like that is very deadly for the Los Angeles Lakers because when you're game planning for the team, you start at the head of the snake, LeBron, then AD, and then you might even factor in Austin Reeves just to make sure that or some teams might even just be like, you know what, we'll live with Austin cooking us or something like that, which that can still be deadly. So if Christian Wood is coming off the bench and their starting lineup with, I think, a starting lineup that has Vando and AD in it, screams top 5 defense already. Because what you have with Vando is he can take away anything that's on the perimeter, and anything that comes Anthony Davis's way in that paint is getting sent the fuck back home. So, or if it's anything in transition, and you imagine it's a 2-on-1 fast break. I have the ball. I look left, I look right. I see Jared Vanderbilt and LeBron James. What am I going to do? I'm stopping. I'm calling a timeout. I'm not doing it because that's a recipe for disaster, but that's something that the Lakers could cook any day of the week. Transition defense, perimeter defense, paint defense. Like the identity of this team needs to be defense. So Christian Wood, where he comes in is you may not be able to play the best defense on this squad, but
we need buckets.
They might not be able to game plan for your ass coming off the bench. So that's
Alrighty. This is LAKERLAND, boys and girls. Make y'all smash that like button, man. Shout out again to the Players Choice family. Subscribe here to the Players Choice platform. Shout out again to the NBA community. Y'all know how we do here, man, at LAKERLAND. We about to get into our next topic. You guys got any shout outs, any reminders y'all want to let the people know before we get on to the rest of the show?
Every Tuesday, every Sunday, how you're seeing it right now, Sunday at 2 p.m., Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. LAKERLAND is on, the greatest show on Players Choice.
No doubt, man. Shout out again to Players Choice. We about to get into our next topic. We sticking here with the purple and gold. Y'all already know how we coming, man. We got to talk about our Lakers and our expectations for this upcoming season, including year 21 for LBJ, man, LeBron James. Let's talk about the Lakers title run. Lights out. What's your expectations, bro, for our team this upcoming season? Let me put the camera on you.
This season is the definition of every time the Lakers are good, there's only one expectation: championship or bust. That's it. I think at this point, we have a team that we could tell that worked. We got a team that we kept. Most of them we kept, right? We have a good core. We added really good pieces. I mean, everyone is in agreement that this has been one of the best off seasons we have seen when it comes to the Lakers recently and in the last couple seasons. I mean, we literally adjusted from what we did from getting Russell Westbrook that didn't work, and we made that into this. And now we are looking at a team that could potentially go all the way. So for me, it's championship or bust. But I do want to talk about LeBron James. Yes, LeBron James is in year 21. Yes, LeBron James, for most people, or 40% of all NBA fans, is the greatest player of all time. He's my GOAT. I think his seventh GOAT. I don't know about ZZ, but he's my GOAT, right? I don't think his legacy is in jeopardy. But when you're looking at this team, we could make an argument, although LeBron's not the same LeBron, this is one of LeBron's best teams he has ever had. And if he doesn't
in history or with the Lakers?
With the Lakers. Sorry, with the Lakers. This is probably the best team that he has had from 2020 to this season. On paper, we are looking at the best team that he has had. And if he can't deliver a championship with this team, for people that are on the fence with having Jordan as the GOAT or LeBron as the GOAT, could dictate, all right, you know what? I was wrong about LeBron. I got Jordan. So that's why I say his legacy is on the line, because LeBron really cares about everyone calling him the GOAT. So that's my opinion.
Now, for me, ZZ is a Warriors fan, but ZZ, you are a Golden State Warriors fan, but, I want to ask you something different when it comes to my Lakers. From the outside in, who's going to actually carry this team, or whose true responsibility is it to carry this team to the promised land? Is it LeBron or is it AD?
It's AD. Like LeBron, for me, LeBron's role for this team should be like a sheriff in a small town, but LeBron's like there's two. So there's two. So like there's a sheriff and like there's a deputy. The sheriff's LeBron, right? So his word is like the word of God for the town. Yeah. Look at him and they're like, oh yeah, old man James, don't cross him. But Deputy Davis, that's the guy that's supposed to have rounding up everybody, like all the troops. It's Anthony Davis. It's just that simple. For LeBron, they should be able to come to LeBron to get that final word of advice. But the first word of advice should be Anthony Davis. I'm expecting Christian Wood to come to Anthony Davis and ask him, hey man, how do I average 3 blocks a game? Or how do I get over 11 boards a game and get a little 20-10 season going like you? Like how can I be as impactful as you are in less minutes and coming off the bench right behind you? Something like that. It should be AD though. It should have been AD from the moment that LeBron joined in 2019. That was the reason that LeBron left Cleveland in the first place, was I'm tired of carrying bums. Yep. Let me go somewhere where I have somebody where my second option is not Kyrie, Love, or fucking Kyrie whenever he wants to show up, like Derrick Rose in 2017, just so many just weird ass options from the front office. Give me Anthony Davis, another top 5 guy when healthy, top 10 guy when healthy, and I'll be fine. The keys to this team should be handed to Anthony Davis. And I don't think that.
But here's the thing: I think LeBron has been.
Let me go.
Going, Seven. Man. Yeah, go Seven.
Let me go because this is just ridiculous. Respectfully, and I've watched AD, the impact he's had, especially on the defensive end of the court in the postseason last year. But I am not a prisoner of the moment. And if you think that Anthony Davis is built to be in the driver's seat of the Lakers, bro, you are sadly mistaken, and somebody need to be drug tested. I don't care how box office AD is. I don't care how impactful he is. AD is not constructed to be that guy. It's never going to happen, bro. The extent of Anthony Davis is on the extent of Kyrie Irving when LeBron played with him in Cleveland. I don't know why people keep having these expectations that Anthony Davis should be having in the driver's seat and leading this team to the promised land. In a perfect world, absolutely. He's younger than LeBron. I mean, it is more upside at this point. But due to injury, heart, things of that nature, bro, there's just no way in the world I'm going to put the rent money on Anthony Davis being the guy that's going to carry this Lakers team to a Larry O'Brien trophy. I think the team at the end of the day still live and die with that man number 23 from Akron, LeBron James, bro. I can't see it no other way.
And not only that, Seven, like just to adding to your point, we have tried to give AD the keys. It's not that this is gonna be the first time that snap, we got Haley.
Finally. My day just got better. My day just got better.
I heard all this nonsense and had to come jump on really quick.
Let's get it.
Cook his ass.
From ZZ.
No, it came from that idiot in the Lakers hat.
Haley, appreciate you. Welcome to Lakers land.
Thank you for having me. Yes, go.
Something real quick. AD, we try to give him the keys. So year after year after year, LeBron James, unfortunately, has to be the guy in the driver's seat. But it doesn't mean that LeBron James can't give the aux cord to AD. AD all has to do is put really good music so that drive could be as good as possible and they're having a good time. But AD driving that bus all the way to the promised land, we have tried many times and it doesn't work. So I'm with 7 on this one, ZZ.
I mean, that's
Haley,
fair.
what's your thoughts on who should carry the Lakers more between AD and LeBron? How do you think this is going to play out this season?
Well, I can tell you how it's not going to play out. What's not going to happen is Lakers, unfortunately, I don't know if both of you are Lakers fans. I know ZZ. Okay, all right. So respectfully, what's going to happen, Anthony Davis will be gone by the trade deadline. Now, what you want to do with that information is that going to make the team better and more cohesive, or is it not? Between the two, LeBron is the ringleader, no matter what you say. Anthony Davis is going to play 50 to 55 games, let's be honest. And LeBron might be the same, but LeBron's impact and his overall bag, it's better, even at the age of 55, 60, whatever he is today. Yeah.
If you had to look at the top of the list, Haley, for reasons that the Lakers would part ways with AD, what would be at the top of that list or the reason?
Anthony Davis is a top 5 player when he's healthy. I won't argue that. Like that's just what it is. I mean, do you remember a few years ago when we were having the debate of Giannis versus Anthony Davis? It's fair to say. But what's going to be the final factor of letting him go is the fact that he just cannot stay healthy. And that sucks. I mean, we see it with so many big men, right? That's just how it goes. But yeah, he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone.
Haley, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Klay Thompson.
Yep.
Right. Klay Thompson. Right. Klay. Let's just talk Golden State real quick. Let's make this a Golden State show. Klay Thompson. He has came back. Right. He came back. Has he lived up to the expectations, or has he been still a shell of himself in what you expect Klay to be to help Steph? What do you think about Klay?
I mean, to call a guy coming off 2 of the most severe injuries a person can have. Yeah, he's a shell of his former peak self. Of course he is. He's not to the place he wants to be, but I think he can get better. I think people are writing him off too soon. I think he has a vendetta because he was not in that top 75 list, right? There's so many haters. And Klay, the biggest problem with him is he's the hardest on himself. He's his own greatest enemy. We even saw it in the golf tournament, right? Like something that didn't even matter. Like he's just in his head. And I honestly, like in the sports I played, I was that too. And I think most of us could attest to that. Like we're our own biggest critic. Exactly. Yeah. So when it comes to Klay, I have high expectations for him, but there's so many more issues.
So if he doesn't meet your expectations, trade him, right?
No, that's not the same.
Why not?
Because he's gonna play more than 60 games. He will.
Okay.
Anthony Davis.
I'm trusting Klay Thompson over Anthony Davis.
Day-to-day Davis over Klay Thompson, a championship winner. We're really going to compare the two?
I'm just saying. First of all, the bubble ring or last season, we bounced your ass out. Right, that's one. Right,
and you got swept. What's worse?
You got swept.
Are you kidding me?
We wouldn't have gotten swept. We wouldn't have gotten swept.
We would have never gotten swept.
Congratulations, y'all would have won 2, 3. I don't care how many games y'all would have lost to the Denver Nuggets.
And
but a sweep and winning 2 or 3 is not the same.
Haley, 2. Klay Thompson, let's pretend that he comes back 100%. We are looking at 2015, 2016 Klay Thompson, because it's not going to happen. But let's say he does come back. Klay Thompson is not a top 5 talent. He is not. When we looked at,
they're not on the same level.
Exactly. That's my point. That is my point. So when you look at Anthony Davis during this playoffs, we can all agree in this panel right now that AD, I don't care who it is, he was the best defender in the playoffs. No one was touching AD.
Until the conference finals.
No one. The reason we got there, it was because of defense and Anthony Davis. Was he on the driver's seat? No, it was still LeBron James. But like
unfortunately, and that was the problem.
Right, no, here's the thing. Anthony Davis right now, and this is not a bust. It is not a bust for Anthony Davis. This is not like trading Anthony Davis would be the worst decision the Lakers would do. It will. Because
they just signed him.
No. Not only that, because we signed him, but two, when we looking at defense, why were the Lakers the number 1 defense in the NBA?
Anthony Davis, you could talk Fernando.
Yes.
But is his value worth? Even look at the way your own fans speak about Anthony Davis. And it's not bad. It's just unreliable. Every game, I have a heart attack. I don't even like the Lakers, and I'm watching them like, oh no, he went down. What's going to happen? Like, that is not something you can build around. And if you get rid of him, LeBron's going to be gone in a season or 2. We all know that. Anthony Davis is not going to play to the same level that he does with LeBron. He needs LeBron. He needs that.
So trade Klay Thompson.
That has nothing to do with it, because
it's the same thing that we're talking about.
How is Klay Thompson? So no, let me talk. How in the hell is this the same thing? You just told us that Klay Thompson is not a top 5 player. So how the hell?
He's not.
Obviously.
So why will you trade? Why will you trade a top 5 talent in the NBA? That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking.
He's not a top 5 talent. He had the potential.
When he's healthy.
That potential is past. That potential is past. He peaked. He peaked on the bubble. It's over.
When you look at Zion Williamson, it's a prime example. Even Pelicans fans are talking about trading Zion Williamson. Why? Not because he's ass, not because he's fat, because he can't fucking stay healthy. That's it. So if your best player or one of top 2, whatever, can't stay healthy, it is easy to watch a fan base turn against.
And let's talk about this if healthy thing, right? Paul George.
Let me ask you this real quick. Lights out. Okay. Not to cut you off, but I want to ask you this real quick. Good. Hypothetically, let's say they keep AD. Let's say LeBron James walks off or retires or what have you. Are you sold that Anthony Davis could build a winning culture in LA? And are you sold that other stars or superstars will want to play with Anthony Davis in another 2 seasons, knowing this injury history?
I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Anthony Davis building that, but I'm sold on Rob Pelinka.
Interesting.
I mean, Rob Pelinka brought who? LeBron James to the Lakers, right? So
you think he could bring in somebody else to kind of fill in that role that LeBron was and help AD get back to whatever?
So probably not in the sense of we're gonna find another LeBron James, because it's just kind of hard, right, to find a guy
another star.
But maybe maybe an elite guard during that time. Maybe Anthony Edwards is in flourishing, right? His contract expires, and Rob just, hey, yo, come to LA. We're gonna treat you right. We got AD. You know what he could do defensively. We know what he could do offensively. He's a great pairing. I'm just saying Ant for no reason. It's just the first play that came up, right? But any young star that's coming up, who doesn't want to play in La La Land? You know what I'm talking about? We're looking at the legacy in LA. Let's discount everything that has LeBron, right? We're looking at the Kobe's of the world. We are looking at the Magics of the world. We are looking at championships.
But not everyone thrives there either. So, let me ask, out of these 3 players, who would you want to have come play if LeBron's gone and AD ends up staying? Would you rather have Trae Young, Karl Anthony Towns?
Imagine.
Karl Anthony Towns, or who'd you just say, Ryan?
Anthony Edwards.
Or not because you're gonna pick him. But out of those two, are those because you're gonna bring in somebody young, like you said, or Zach Lavine, like maybe a Zach Lavine.
Lavine.
Who do you
think?
I'm
going with Ice Trae. I'm going with Ice Trae.
I think Trae's the. I think he's the win for you guys. I think he's the ticket to your next championship if you're gonna get one. Honestly, yeah.
Well, this year will be the championship, but the other championship will probably be.
That's cute as fuck.
ZZ, what's up with the we got about 10 minutes left. I wanted to get on.
Okay.
We got so much more to talk about. We're gonna come back on Tuesday, Lakerland, and finish up this Lakers conversation.
Haley, you got to talk about
Darvin Ham
and
so much more. For sure. But ZZ, let's get into our your next discussion and segment. With
Great. Thank you guys. I appreciate
Haley. Appreciate you coming through the Lakerland.
Thank you, Haley.
Lakers are not winning though, Ryan. Good luck, though.
Lakers support, baby. See ya, Haley. See ya, Haley.
See ya, Haley. Man. I love her.
I hate the Warriors,
man. Oh, I hate Haley. Oh my god. Okay, so next segment, since we're gonna transition, Haley almost did it for us, low key, but we're gonna take a little spin on it. So we have LeBron and AD as a duo. And before I even ask all this question, where do both of y'all have LeBron and AD as a duo in the league going into this year? I guess you could say, going into this year.
I'm gonna say first, I think they're the best duo in the NBA.
All right. 7.
Yeah, I have to agree with my bro. I don't know. Yeah. I know we got KD and Devin Booker, but no. I'm going with LeBron and Davis.
All right, so this should be interesting. So going into this season, y'all have LeBron and AD as the best duo in the league for the 5th year in a row. Interesting. So I'm going to ask y'all to choose between these two sets or these two duos, LeBron and AD, or Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
You know what? I can't praise any Boston Celtics. I'm going LeBron and AD.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, LeBron is better than both of those guys, respectfully. So
True.
I'm going with LeBron and AD over those two guys.
Okay. LeBron and AD, and this is a battle of LA. So LeBron and AD, or
LeBron and AD
and Kawhi.
LeBron and AD.
And that was one of my points that I wanted to bring. You lucky 7 had to stop me because Haley was on the ropes, and I was about to bring the last finishing
the knockout punch.
The knockout.
What was going to be the knockout? Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Kyrie Irving have played less games than Anthony Davis in the last 3 seasons. And I was going to bring that up, but I didn't have time. I just want to throw that out there. But keep going. That was like a Chilltown move right there, for real. I can see Chilltown saying that. Okay. So you say AD and LeBron. How about you, 7?
Yeah, I'm going with AD and LeBron over Kawhi and Paul George.
Okay. LeBron and AD, KD and D Book.
I don't know because I haven't seen KD and Book yet, but those are like one of those duos that you really don't have to see because Devin Booker is like mentality wise has a different mindset than Kyrie, has a different mindset than James Harden. Although they have similar games, there's different mindsets. And D-Book really was. Yeah, D-Book's a dog. That's tough. I'm still gonna go LeBron and AD, but you could make an argument for D-Book and KD, and we'll see what happens with Phoenix this year.
I don't know how we can make an argument for Kevin Durant and Devin Booker unless we're talking about a video game because where's the defense at? I don't see it with them guys. That's why I would pick LeBron and AD over Phoenix guys because of the defensive presence. I don't see it from Kevin Durant nor Devin Booker like that. I know LeBron is not a lockdown defender, but I'm willing to bet that I'll get more of a sample size of defensive impact from LeBron than Kevin Durant. And I'm damn sure going to get more from AD than Devin Booker.
Yep. I'm going LeBron and AD as well.
All right. So next up, we'll go AD and LeBron or Jokic and Murray.
Damn.
Now, here's the thing. Before y'all even answer, I'm going to let chat. I want y'all to chime in as well.
LAKERLAND.
For me, though, I'm not gonna lie. Actually watching Jokic and Murray, like the games for the Nuggets, watching how they work together, watching how they draw up plays for each other. Like literally, it could be Jokic on the top of the key with a backdoor cut for Jamal Murray, or vice versa. That is deadly because it works.
Wait, so what are you trying to say, Z? Are you picking Jokic over Jokic and Jamal Murray? You're picking Jokic and Jamal Murray over LeBron and AD as a duo if you're starting a franchise to that?
Going into next season, I'm picking Jokic and Murray over LeBron and AD.
Interesting. Sure. I think you're crazy, but that's very interesting.
I'm not.
I think you're crazy.
With LeBron and AD, the only knock that I have for them, because I understand why y'all would say that they're a top duo in the league. Like, I have no problem with y'all saying that. For me, though, it's a matter of, like Haley just said, we know damn well that Anthony Davis ain't playing over 55 games this year, which means that with this new CBA, ain't no All-NBA, ain't no that stuff's going out of the window. We can say the same thing for LeBron James, and mostly it's because he's 67 years old. But the point of the matter is that when I look at Nikola Jokic, Nikola Jokic is better than both of them. So to Seven's point from early, LeBron being better than JT and Jaylen Brown, Jokic is better than both of these motherfuckers currently today. Not all time, but currently today. And Jamal Murray, he got their dog in him as a Robin, this
is my problem with the Jokic and I know we only got a couple minutes left, so I'll make this fast. Yeah, this is my problem with the whole Jokic and Jamal Murray thing, man. Yes, Jokic and Jamal Murray, they were the heart and soul of the Denver Nuggets. But you got to look at what else the Denver Nuggets had in that team. Right, they had a Bruce Brown, they had an Aaron Gordon, they had they had great pieces around Jokic and Jamal Murray. Although Jokic was by far the best player in that series, you got to look at other aspects. It wasn't that Jokic and Jamal Murray were a better duo in that series. It's that Denver were the better team. So if I'm looking at a duo, I'm going LeBron and AD because when you look at them, like Seven said, defensively, we have AD, and offensively, we got LeBron James. Health is the only thing that comes into question. So I'm going LeBron and AD.
See, I like that point. I do. The last thing I'll say is this. The last time that I started questioning the legitimacy of the Denver Nuggets, I started to think to myself, why am I questioning it? Because, Jokic went into the 2022 playoffs without Jamal Murray. In the bubble, he had Jamal Murray, and they gave us some of the greatest basketball you'll ever see. Jamal and Donovan Mitchell, still the craziest playoff series I think I've ever seen without fans, obviously. But then everybody was saying, well, what is Jokic going to do if he gets Jamal Murray back? And, of course, MPJ you could throw in there as well. But the duo factor of that trio is Jamal and Jokic. He got him back. Jokic did his thing. Jamal is that type of guy that you can look to both of them to close the game, but I personally like Jamal's closing over Jokic's more. LeBron and AD, I guess you could do the same thing. I personally would prefer LeBron's closing over Anthony Davis's closing. So it's kind of you're splitting hairs. But
okay. One question before Seven wraps up the whole show and everything.
30 seconds left. Okay.
Dude, just one question. Jamal Murray or Donovan Mitchell? ZZ.
Oh my God. Jamal Murray.
I'm still going with Spider-Man.
I'm going Spider-Man as well. I'm
gonna go Jamal just because I saw Donovan kind of choking away in the playoffs. Like we good. Both of them.
All right, LAKERLAND. It is a wrap. Episode 2 is now in the books, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up to LAKERLAND. Like Ryan said, we are live every Sunday and Tuesday. This Tuesday, we back at it here on Players Choice at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure if you guys enjoyed today's stream, y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the Players Choice family. Shout out for Haley for popping up. Big up to my brother ZZ and Locks out as always, man. I'm Seven Mitchell with LAKERLAND, man. Y'all stay safe. Have a great week. We'll see y'all Tuesday evening. Smash that like button. We out. Peace, people.